Only these men by zodiac sign have the third eye. Are you sure that ordinary vision is capable of seeing everything? Or are there men who see deeper, where the truth is hidden, where the invisible is revealed to most? Only some zodiac signs have the true third eye. This is not fantasy or legend. It is their innate ability to read energy, sense destiny, and notice things that others do not even think to see. Today, I will reveal which men possess this gift. There are few of them, but each carries within himself the power of insight that can change not only his life, but also the lives of those around him. These men can sense lies from a distance, see hidden motives, and find answers where others are lost. Look closely, because you may recognize someone close to you in this description, or yourself. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new discoveries. Here we are not talking about superficial characteristics, but about the secret gifts that the signs of the zodiac bestow upon the chosen ones. Write in the comments whether you believe in the power of the third eye, and whether there are such men among your loved ones. Now let's lift the veil and find out which signs carry this mystical gift. The first sign is Virgo. A Virgo man is distinguished by the fact that his gaze is not limited to external details. Where others see the surface, he instantly perceives the hidden layer. This is not intuition in the usual sense, but the work of a third eye, which is built into his perception as a cold instrument of analysis and dissection of reality. Such a man is able to calculate the true intentions of his interlocutor even before he utters his first sentence. He catches the slightest micro-movements of the face, the shadow of hesitation in the voice, the tension of breathing, everything that others miss. In a business environment, this becomes a weapon. A Virgo man is able to determine in advance which proposals are worth considering and which are dead ends. His third eye works like an X-ray. He sees the emptiness behind beautiful promises and senses strength where there is no evidence yet. This quality makes him a dangerous rival and an invaluable partner. It is impossible to deceive him or hide your true motives. A special trait is his ability to see the weak points of systems and people. He doesn't just notice them, he predicts where and when they will fail. That is why such men become natural strategists. Where the crowd is carried away by emotions, Virgo points out with cold precision what will collapse and what will remain standing. His third eye is a tool for survival and domination because he can calculate steps ahead, as if looking into the matrix of events. But along with this gift comes a burden. Constant insight into the hidden makes the Virgo man demanding, critical, and sometimes even cruel in his assessments. He does not forgive weakness because he instantly sees what it will turn into in the future. This shapes the image of a person who is difficult to impose anything on. It is impossible to entice him with empty words, because he has already grasped the end result and the disappointment hidden behind the bright packaging. In short, he is able to sense betrayal. Even before it happens, he feels that the person has begun to distance themselves internally. This makes him practically invulnerable in personal relationships. This is why Virgo men often seem cold and distant. In reality, they are protecting themselves from the constant flood of information that rains down on them. Their third eye never closes, and they are forced to filter things that others don't even notice. This gift turns their lives into a field of constant analysis and struggle for purity of decision-making. The final impression left by an encounter with such a man is helplessness in the face of his gaze. It seems as if he sees everything at once, the past, the present, and what has not yet happened. There is no escape from this, because his third eye does not deceive. The Virgo man not only recognizes the truth, he subjugates it to himself, and this is what makes him a figure from whom it is impossible to hide. The second sign is Aries. Aries men always give the impression of acting before they think, but few people understand that behind this impulse lies something completely different, a third eye that allows them to instantly read the field around them. They sense the tension in the space, feel where the threat is hidden and where the opportunity lies. This is not mysticism. It is practical hypersensitivity built into his nature. In life, such men always find themselves where the turning point is. They seem to be drawn to the points where the outcome is decided. Their third eye helps them recognize the moment when they need to strike and the moment when they need to step back. Therefore, in conflict situations, an Aries man is never caught off guard. His reactions are lightning fast, but they are born not only of the force of his temperament, but of clear inner vision. The main difference between such a man and others is his ability to sense the true direction of events. He may seem reckless, but in fact his decisions are based on his vision of the deeper currents. That is why he rarely loses, even when he goes headlong into battle. His third eye tells him when a risk will turn into a victory, and this inner compass is almost always accurate. In personal relationships, this gift manifests itself differently. An Aries man immediately recognizes insincerity. It is impossible to deceive him with pretense, because he instantly senses the gap between a person's words and energy. A quick glance is enough for him to understand who is standing in front of him. This gift makes him demanding and even harsh. He does not tolerate lies, does not accept masks, and never allows his loved ones to play double roles. In a nutshell, they sense danger before it becomes apparent. This quality often saves such men from failure and defeat. They can turn away at the last moment and avoid a blow because their third eye has warned them of what is coming. In business, they prove themselves to be trailblazers. Where others are still arguing, Aries is already acting. His vision gives him confidence that the goal will be achieved. Even if the path seems chaotic, the result is on his side. And this is what amazes those around him. He sees things differently from everyone else. At the end of any serious struggle, the Aries man remains the one at the top. His third eye turns chaos into order, risk into a tool, and defeat into experience. It is impossible to resist this because he does not fight blindly. He acts with a clear view of the whole picture, and this makes him not only a leader, but also a figure to whom many are forced to bow. The third sign is Gemini. He doesn't ask unnecessary questions because he already heard the answers when others were still silent. A Gemini man with an active third eye is not a seer, a medium, or an occultist. He is a systematic observer who grasps the essence without any intermediate steps. His ability to see through logical constructs and identify vulnerabilities in other people's arguments is the result of constant neural connections, not intuition in the classical sense. He does not guess, he calculates. And these calculations are accurate with frightening frequency. He can scan his interlocutor in 30 seconds. Micro-expressions, speech rate, pauses, word repetitions. Everything is instantly processed and brings him to the right level of interaction. He knows when he is being deceived and always lets it happen because he is gathering data. His third eye is not about energy, but about absolute mental transparency. People around him start to say more than they wanted to, and sometimes exactly what they were trying to hide. Not because of pressure, but because of the feeling that this person already understands everything anyway. The Gemini man does not use his insight for manipulation. He uses it for navigation. He does not believe words. He does not believe behavior. He does not even believe facts if their source is questionable. He analyzes structure and context. His third eye is a filter that instantly cuts out falsehood. And the more noise there is around him, the more accurately it works. In a crowd, he notices flaws in motivation, picks up on behavioral imbalances, and senses tension before anyone voices it. He does not delve into esotericism. He lives on the border between data and feelings. He has a habit of observing those who observe him. He plays a double game not because he wants to win, but because he knows that everything in this world is already a game. He is not interested in primitive secrets. Algorithms are important to him. He senses where the breaking point of a situation lies, where the solution is born even before the event. He does not always intervene. More often he observes, and only at key moments does he engage his mental leverage. Such a man is hypersensitive to the choice of words. He can notice the difference between "I think" and "I am sure," and then build the entire strategy of the dialogue on these nuances. In negotiations, he is 2 steps ahead, because he captures not only the information, but also how it was composed. His third eye is a mechanism for recognizing lies, manipulation, hidden intentions, and future actions. Not in images, not in dreams, not in metaphors, but in a clear mental layout that he reads from voices, rhythms, intonations, and glances. He does not seek recognition. He does not even strive to be right. His task is to control the route, and when others go head-on, he has already built a detour. He does not prove. He gets to the bottom of things. He does not argue. He destroys his opponent with silence and precision. And the strongest thing about him is that he will never say that he sees more than others, but everyone will feel it. He has no doubts when he senses that something is wrong with a person. He is not jealous. He is not afraid of betrayal. He has classified and archived it in advance. He can end a relationship without saying a word. He just disappears. And no one will understand how it all fell apart, because he read the entire script 3 scenes ahead and left before the denouement. His third eye is not what he shows. It is what guides his every choice. The 4th sign is Aquarius. He is unlike anyone else. An Aquarius man with a third eye does not analyze, calculate, or classify. He senses immediately. His perception is unconventional not because he wants to stand out, but because he has no other choice. He does not fit into the system. He sees right through it. And he takes a step aside before it tries to capture him. He does not live in the present. He works with future options, as if looking at a screen with forks. He has no internal drama, no pathos. There is absolute detachment, behind which lies frightening precision. He will not ask, "Why did you say that?" He already understands why. And while the other person is just beginning to formulate their motivation, Aquarius has already moved on to the next level. Which of these motivations will fail and lead to chaos? His third eye is not a superpower. It is part of the neural system built into his being. He processes reality as a variable that can be influenced through actions and thinking. He does not play with cause and effect chains. He resets them when they become useless. Such a man never behaves predictably. His moves seem spontaneous, but later it turns out that everything has been calculated. Not according to the standards of logic, but according to an inner sense of accuracy. He may refuse a lucrative deal because the flow is impure. He disappears from communication a moment before destruction begins there. He comes where he is not expected, but where nothing will move without him. His third eye does not give him power, but it gives him freedom from manipulation. It is impossible to draw him into a game if he is not interested in it. He feels the rhythms of time. He can wake up at 4 in the morning and understand that right now he needs to write, speak, leave, call, or remain silent. He doesn't care about the opinions of those around him because he is on a different channel. He notices processes unfolding on an energetic level, the atmosphere of a room, group dynamics, hidden conflicts. All of this comes together in a pattern that he sees effortlessly. He does not argue or interfere. He creates contexts. He says a phrase, and a person begins to rethink things. He is silent, and the tension in the room changes. His power is not in words, but in the space between words. People feel that something is happening around him that they cannot explain, and it either attracts or frightens them. He does not pretend. He is simply different. He can turn off his emotions and act like a code. Or he can do the opposite, abandon all analysis and dive into depths of feeling that others cannot access. He has no behavioral template. His reactions are always new because he is not bound by previous experience. He doesn't believe in the norm. He himself shapes what is acceptable at any given moment. His third eye is not an organ, but an interface connecting him to the space of possibilities. He doesn't guess. He sees. He makes choices not because it's logical, but because his internal system has given him a signal. This signal is neither an emotion nor a thought. It is a quiet, confident attitude that cannot be explained. He can get up and leave for another city for no reason. And then it turns out that a chance was waiting for him there that changed everything. He does not seek explanations. He moves because he cannot do otherwise. No one can predict his actions. But after each of his actions, it becomes clear that it was the only possible one. He doesn't say he has a third eye. He just lives as if he sees more, deeper, more accurately. And everyone around him feels it from the very first minute. Fifth sign, Sagittarius. He does not tolerate ambiguity. A Sagittarius man with a third eye does not look for signs or decipher symbols. He goes straight ahead. His perception penetrates the essence of events, not through reflection, but through action. He sees what others have to prove at length. His thinking is structured differently. He does not analyze, he strikes. Where everyone else begins to doubt, he is already there, has already made his choice, has already pulled the trigger. His third eye is not a channel of sensitivity, but a radar for threats and opportunities that always works, even in his sleep. He will not wait for confirmation. He acts on a premonition that is later called an insight. When he says stop, it means that everything has already begun. When he changes direction, it is because everything else will be destroyed. He does not think, he knows. This confidence irritates many because it does not require arguments. But it works. And its accuracy is explained not by magic, but by an internal mechanism that is connected to what is happening at a deep level. He senses when someone is lying long before the lie manifests itself. He knows who among his associates will become a traitor, who will not be able to keep their distance, who will collapse under pressure. And not because he observes, but because he receives a signal. His third eye reacts not to words or even behavior, but to deviations from honesty. He can break off a long-standing relationship with a single phrase, because something inside him has triggered a lie, danger, falsehood. In a crowd, he intuitively goes to the right place. In negotiations, he says things that are ahead of events. He does not manipulate or set the mood. He burns through. And people either follow him or fall away like burnt film. He never returns to where the energy is dead. He does not revisit the past. All he does is move forward without regrets. His strength is not in gentleness, but in the fact that he is not afraid to make tough decisions. A Sagittarius man with a third eye does not discuss his special ability. He does not consider it special. For him, it is part of movement. It is what allows him to act before others understand what is happening. He does not control it. He simply lives with it. He does not explain his point of view. He acts, and that is proof enough. He does not deny his mistakes, but he does not dwell on them either. He does not believe in perfection. He believes in speed of reaction. He is capable of changing course in seconds. Change direction, leave, invest, exit, reset, start over. It's not impulse, it's a direct setting. He can't always explain it, but the result speaks for itself. His path is always tense. He is not one to go with the flow. He goes against the grain if he senses there is something to be discovered there. His third eye is not comfort, but risk. But he lives in that risk. People around him feel an inexplicable pressure. He doesn't say anything unnecessary. He can just look, and a person breaks down, not out of malice, but out of truth. He doesn't like to lie, but he doesn't always speak directly either. Sometimes his silence is louder than words. He knows that energy is everything. If it doesn't match, he won't waste his time. He will leave, and no one will be able to stop him because he has already seen what will happen next. And that is no longer his.